music all day long. Is my housekeeping after I turn the stream on. So yeah, a little unfulfilled after the last couple of weeks of 1950s sports car racing, and yeah, wanting to do a bit of driving this morning. Was gonna take a break from R Factor 2, but it just drags me back in every time. So, thought I'd do a little farewell for my beautiful little OSA Oscar. And yeah, so going for some Targa Florio, as I think that the competitive events going forward, we may well be using the updated, the 1973 version. I think, is it 1973, the one that is being ported over from Assetto Corsa. Yeah, so I thought go for a bit of a Targa Florio tour and see what I could do in this little beast of a thing, because I've been curious about that. This is probably, like, I drove the Bristol a lot in a lot of different versions of the mod, and yeah, like, I loved it mostly, but this Oscar by far is my favourite car. Just an amazing little car to drive. So yeah, I love Targa Florio, as anyone who I drive with would know. So thought I'd give it a go, and what I'm doing is bringing some AI along for the ride. Everything's good there. Fun's sake, might turn damage down. Let's go 70%. Actually, nah, bugger it. Stay hardcore. But yeah, so what have we got? 3 hour session, a little bit of real road, clear conditions with a 1% chance of rain, and we all know what that means. I think it has rained at Targa Florio in the actual event several times, but I've never driven this track in the rain, so if the 1% does come, then yeah, fun. Let the fun begin. But anyway, let's get going with this. Just notice one of my fingers in my glove is split, so to buy myself a Christmas present. Actually, no, I've got a spare pair, 2 pairs, so Ah, sunny skies, Sicily. Beautiful. Just gonna check here. It's interesting. This would be set 100, but it's not. So, yeah, got the full cast. All cars that were entered. And unfortunately, there's a few here that didn't race. Or didn't race very, we only saw cameo appearances. But yeah, thought it'd be fun to see what they can do. Who knows? I'm not expecting much. And I'm sure I'll get frustrated by one of them doing stupid things in front of me at some point. Hey, Steph. Yes, indeed, mate. Yep. Here was me all geared up to have a break from R Factor 2, but yeah, it just keeps dragging me back in. So, and I think that the setup that for Monaco yesterday is probably going to be close to the mark. So I'll use that. And there's a few cars out there from what I can hear in my headset. So stroll out there myself, see how we go. Oh, merging. Is that Filippo in front of me? Oh, look out. Adam behind me. Oh, you know what? One thing the Monaco setup has that I don't want is gearing. Short gearing. So, at a 2 as well. So yeah, gearing what I want to. The long gearing. Save that. All right. Give a chance for a few more cars to get out there as well. Maybe not get caught up with a couple of guys straight away. Who's that? Niels in front of me. Don't crash, Niels. Please don't crash. Please don't crash in front of me. That's funny, given what happened yesterday. Ah, yes, that's better gearing. Oh, look at that Bristol go. I may have had the AI a bit high here. But anyway. No need to shift down there. Okay. Taking it very easy here. Can't quite recall what sort of real road we had, but I'm using whatever was on the last Targa Sicilia practice server we ran. I don't know whether that means green or what, but anyway, doesn't feel too bad. And it will rubber up with a lot of cars on it, which is good. Oh. I hope you're feeling, if you're still there, Steph, I hope you're feeling a bit better today, mate. It's not COVID, I hope, mate, but Yeah, sorry to hear that. Like, haven't been feeling the greatest myself in recent months, but so I know how you feel, mate. Ah, okay. As long as it's not something more serious. One thing I've got to work out with YouTube is whether I can remove this delay that they have between typing a comment and it actually appearing. I'm sure there's one setting that I'm just not aware of. Jake's Corner. In Belgium, do they make COVID tests readily available? Like those rapid antigen tests, like they used to be quite freely available at pharmacies here. They'd give them to you if you asked for them for free. But they've stopped doing that here now, which is a little bit annoying because they do expire quite quickly, those tests, I believe. As always, mate, as always. The answer to everything, except the meaning of life. Although I'm sure there's a search result for that. Anyway, I'll look for that YouTube setting over Christmas, over the holiday break. Memory's failing me a bit here in terms of remembering where the circuit goes. And Niels has disappeared. There he is. When are you going to find out about this job, mate? Whether you've actually got it? Oh, a little fast through there. Not bad, actually, in third. Nice. Oh, too fast. Thank you, Armco. Oh. Oh. The gearing is the greatest. This doesn't have a super long gearing like the other cars I've had here, which you could take advantage of. Not a scratch indeed, luckily. Yeah, it's funny the damage on the rear quarter panel in R Factor 2. Like, it seems to be far more forgiving than any other part of the car in my experience. I haven't, mate. I don't have... I had a quick look. It's not obviously released, but no. So, and I don't know where to get the version that certain people have been testing. And you know what? Like, I'm happy not to see it until... or not to drive it until we're actually doing the TSR next year, because it'll be a nice excuse for me to do thousands of hours, or thousands, let's say hundreds or tens of hours of testing in whatever car I choose to use for it. I think I'll run the Matra once more. Wasn't the greatest outing for that this year. Ah, okay, yeah, no, that, yeah, I'm not on that Patreon. I should be, really. I'll have a look for that. Yeah, that's where the early access. Okay. What do you reckon the chances of it being ready to use for our event next year? Which I'm assuming we'll have, what, mid-year, roughly? Yeah. Oh, yeah, one time is the way to go with that sort of thing, I guess. Which I'd be more than happy to throw $50 at or something like that to get a copy of it. I am curious to see what the changes are in terms of track layout configuration. Because I've heard a couple of people say there's some quite significant differences. His Niels is cleared out, which is, I guess, you know, he is in a bigger car. Yeah, okay. Well, you know what, mate, I hope they take that, you know, they don't rush it in order to release it, because I'd be more than happy to go another year using this version. Ah, okay. I think I get where you're coming from now. Okay. That's an interesting way of describing it, mate. Yeah, way under the limit here. Always a dilemma there which gear to take that section in. It's a lot more, it's faster but a lot more dangerous on the higher gear. By the way too, mate, like, have to, like, say a big thanks for all the work with the server and everything else this year. Like, should be getting some sort of gold medal, to be honest. And I don't think people realise the cost and effort that goes into it. So, well done, mate. Thank you. And if you ever, you know, if there's ever stuff that you think you could delegate in terms of admin type stuff, I know it's, you know, depends on connectivity and stuff, but let me know. Okay. Indeed. Well, you know, always, mate, that, you know, if you ever need help with anything, let me know. Okay. I thought he did, the sneaky bastard won't let me pay for anything. Which I'm more than happy to do and can afford, which is kind of frustrating for me, given where we're at with, I guess, our respective, what I perceive as our respective income levels and so on. But anyway. I'm glad you're not just taking all the load, the burden yourself anyway, financially. But I tell you what, it'd be much easier to split it 3 ways than 2. Ah, okay. I see. That makes sense. Should invest, buy a stake in his company. A minority stake. Become a board member or some bullshit like that I vowed that I'd never do. There's probably German laws that prevent that though. Damn foreigner. Hey, Doc. Well, let's just say, Doc, I think that Pascal was charging us a decent premium. I don't think he was giving us mates rates. I guess we were paying extra for all the attitude he gave. The VIP service. Oh well. Yeah, and I assume that's what Pascal was maybe doing, so I shouldn't be too unfair on the guy. He's a bit of a, could be a bit of a dickhead at times. I guess, like, yeah, I don't know what's involved. Like, it obviously doesn't seem too complicated to buy access to a server, but all the work you have to do to configure the R-Factor 2 server seems to be a nightmare, from what poor old Frank used to say. Yeah, for the exactly. So, but that's you just hit the nail on the head, mate. That was the big sticking point. Is that yeah, we paid, and yeah, Frank did all the work basically. Drove the poor bugger mad. That's a joke, by the way. He's fine from what he told me a few weeks back. Did pretty much all of it. Here's where me and Doc crashed earlier this year. Or sorry, I crashed into Doc. Sorry, I crashed. What happened? I crashed trying to pass Doc. I think that's what happened. I don't. That doesn't sound like it'd need to be a bloody good PC, I think. Steph would know best. Oh, and Scooby, yeah. Must say I do, like, I'm gonna pester, if we do run this version once more, I really want to, I think we should use this summer version, because it is, in everything I've seen from Targa Florio history, it's always dry. Yeah, I was just, yeah, exactly. I got the wrong line completely wrong. I was on a speed that was appropriate for the normal line, but not being on the outside like I was. It just seems more appropriate, because in Sicily it's pretty much always hot and dry. Pretty low rainfall from what I understand. I think Doc was referring to what sort of infrastructure do you need to actually run an R Factor 2 server? Like what's the minimum? Ooh, that was cool. I've got a graphics card issue or something here. It's like stuff's rendering on the fly more than it should be. In foreground, I mean. That's very good job of that there. Your memory's better than mine, Doc. Yeah, that's probably it, mate. Anyway, it's just an annoyance more than anything, as long as it's running reasonably smoothly. I do have a pretty high-end PC though, so although I should probably it's probably due for some cleanup, some maintenance work. Defragging or whatever they call it. I'm amazed I've made it around this far without crashing, actually. I should not have said that. I have been taking it pretty easy though, because whoa, normally it's pretty difficult to talk and drive here. That's all good. Just a bit of fun here, so a few graphics glitches isn't the end of the world. It's actually running smoothly, which is the main thing. There's no, that's probably the compensation that's at play, I guess. It's performing well at the cost of a bit of real-time resolution. I don't know. That's true, Steph, yeah. And yeah, I am taking it very... I'm not pushing here at all. If I was, you'd be hearing those tyres squeal everywhere, basically. Like that. Stayed in third there. Actually, this whole thing could be done in third in this car. It's part though. Whoa, that's slippery. Thing is, Doc, you'd be too fast to be an AI in R Factor 2. Too realistic. That's what your thought process was leading you to, mate. Famous last words, and can he stay? Oh. Yeah, it's got damage too. Oh, slow down, Darren. Oh, going so well. Anyway, I'll stroke it home around to the finish here and do things properly. Pretend we're in the middle of a race. Ah, well. Bit true to form, given my recent, true to my recent form, I should say. Excuse my elocution isn't great on a Sunday morning. Doc, what does the, or should I say, what does the team boss have planned for you for the holiday season, mate? I'm assuming she's running things as always. You're right, Steph. Yeah, it is. It's the time. It's the place where you can actually make up more time than on the really twisty stuff, I think, because. Thanks, Doc. Yeah, I knew you're too nice to laugh at my skill issues, mate. You can though. It's very easy. This section, yeah, there's more reward here for really pushing the envelope. Taking it real easy, buddy. I was thinking last night after the season of IRSC basically all ended at the fucking Monaco chicane, is why in God's name do they run hay bales on the exit of the chicane? Particularly when they seem to grab you and launch you. What, wouldn't just some Armco be better? Like you could still bump into it pretty heavily, but at least I think you'd bounce in a more predictable fashion. I don't know. Oh, another bump. Yep, there's the blue. Yeah, well, I guess couldn't we like have Armco but with like one ramp? Like put a ramp in just at a point where people could elect to launch themselves into the harbour? Maybe try and see if they can jump over the harbour and land on the straight after Tabac. I did a crash there in practice where I got launched into the air off the same bit that Tom D hit yesterday, and I literally was in the air and then it landed and I was in the pit lane. Yo, you're officially retiring, mate. That's fucking awesome. I'm so jealous. Congratulations, Doc. Yeah, well done, mate. Retiring early. Fuck, I wish I could do that. Fortunately, my lotto ticket didn't come through last night. Whoa, slow down. I'm sure the team boss has got a lot planned for his retirement. A lot of jobs around the house, mate. Catch up on, I assume. That'll be the first 6 months. Hello, Scoob. Yeah, fair enough, mate. I think whatever you hit coming out of there, you're pretty well screwed. Rather than pit here, I think I'll just do the lap. So at least then I've got a delta, and then I'll start again from the paddock, because that'll let me do a half decent lap time on my out lap. That's awesome, Doc. Sincerely, mate. I'm hoping all the gold and gold equivalents I've bought in the last few years help me retire a few years earlier than normal, but it's gonna be 5 or 10 years, I think. Although it's all grown between 35 and 40% already in the last few years, so. Oh, hello, that was Nico. Quentin Chavito, P1, that's not surprising. By a long way. There would have... nice. Hopefully there's a tiny bit of racing included in those plans, those hobbies. Yeah, like it's gone up by about 35. I've got it spread around a bit, but one of the gold bullion ETFs I invest in is like 45% up. It's crazy. And I think it could go up to like 5 figures an ounce. I am a dwarf. Yeah, I've got a mix, mate. Gold's about a third of my portfolio overall. Actually probably 40. Gold and other commodities like silver and copper, or like companies that are mining or, you know, whatever, then that's about 40%. And then I've got a bunch of stocks, other stocks, tech stocks and various things. Well, Steph, the main thing in my experience, I would say, is not to, I don't need to do that. It's not to spend 25 years like I did, pissing most of your income up against the wall in some way, shape or form. Although having said that, I wouldn't trade a lot of the experiences that I had doing that for anything, but on reflection, I would have spent a little less money on having fun and a lot more, particularly I think that given how cost of living is just going through the roof. Well, buy some gold now, Steph, like, or something. Okay, what was that? That was pretty slow. I bought Nvidia, and there's a guy that I get advice from in the US. I pay him like a couple hundred US a year, and his portfolios have amazing returns. And he sold Nvidia earlier this year, but I I bought a bit of it and got out at like 130% profit or something like that. I've got a few dividend stocks, slowly building them up. Yeah. Yeah, I'm frantically saving, avoid having to rely on pension. And luckily, being a single child, once my mother passes away, I will inherit a property worth about probably 800,000. So that'll be the thing that keeps me safe, I think. Go, Quentin. Neil's up there as well, and David in the Jaguar. Sting. All right, time for another drive, I think. I end up stand. Too bad, even with that. I don't know about that, Doc. I only really started thinking of it. The pandemic, for all that it did to me physically, did wake me up to the fact that I am gonna get old one day, and I need to I need to think about it. So, yeah, I don't know what the inheritance tax is. I'm sure there's some sort of slug on it. Fucking government has got for it. I've got to talk to I've got to I need an accountant slash advisor at some point, but I like to actually get to know someone that I trust rather than just hire someone. last. Or even saw, I don't. Anyway. So, let's see what's the temperature. It's pretty high, I think. Yeah, that's true, mate. Yeah, I'm not in too bad. There's people that are going to be a lot worse off than me. So I really shouldn't complain. Yeah, it's probably the safe way of thinking about it, Steph. Exactly, yeah. Like I could actually have earned a lot more money if I had stayed in mining and mineral exploration, but I've been lucky to have a job that's turned into a very steady one, and it's still relatively well paid. And being able to work from home has helped me a lot too, with all the various health issues I've had in recent years, so been very lucky. Oh, Jesus. Trying to put me off there, mate. I'm actually thinking of going there. My birthday's on December 22nd, so next Sunday night. So I'm thinking of going out a rare night out next Saturday night, the 21st, and I may end up at that place that you mentioned, Steph. The Brass Rail, a Toronto institution for desperates like myself. See, I know this is the beauty of this chat delay thing, is that I know Doc's fingers crossed is for Steph's job chances, but it's hilarious to think that his fingers crossed is for my night out next Saturday, ending up at the Brass Rail. Oh. What day is all this fun racing on, Doc? Is it actually next? Sorry, I saw the post about it in admin, but I'd just woken up. I was bloody 3 seconds up until you guys started. Yeah. Thanks, Doc. I should really just go to a regular bar and try my Australian accent on. Okay, so is it Saturday evening or afternoon for you, or what? Stay in third there through that section. Not the hairpin, but the bit before that. Yeah, the 22nd is Sunday, right? Guess we could have a Motorama style run it over 2 days. Oh. Yeah, so for those of you who joined, oh, that was stupid. Anyway. I was planning to actually, I bought Automobilista 2 like months ago, and to my chagrin, I haven't even installed it yet, so my plan was to install that today and check it out, and I may still do that, but I had a big breakfast and I sat down at in my rig and felt a bit lazy, and I was like, I'll go for a drive in R Factor 2. And this sprung into mind, so here we are. Yeah, Steph, I need to probably do that. All these games I own and all I play is R Factor 2 and Red Dead Redemption 2. I do love riding that horse around though. It's such a beautiful world. Very ambient soundtrack too, very relaxing. Like going for a hike, really. Oh, okay. Oh, I am curious about the online capability. because I noticed some, like, all the stuff Jake posts about it is offline, pretty much, I think. So I wonder how the online experience is. Like ping and all that sort of stuff. Starting to get the red mist here. The spirit of Nino is infiltrating my body here. Oh, that was close. Oval racing, huh? I actually, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think I remember that. They've got a decent IndyCar mod, a modern IndyCar mod, haven't they? Riley plays it a lot, so I'll have to ask him. But looks nice. I watched he did it was a GT1 race the other night. That looked pretty cool. Although the AI behaviour looked a little bit odd. Although at least they weren't. Oh, again, you can't upshift there, Darren. Yeah, I'll give it a try. I'm off from my last day of work's on Wednesday, and then I'm off until January the 6th or 7th, I think, which is a nice break. One of the weird things coming from Australia to Canada is that, you know, in Australia pretty much everyone takes time off over Christmas, and it's a weather thing obviously, but here a lot of people obviously choose to work, and I haven't quite got out of that habit of wanting to take time off over the Christmas period. That's the other aspect that I feel that I might not like, is the force feedback and physics. Yeah, like here they only, I don't know, like a lot of businesses would close like the week between Christmas and New Year, but everything's open here. That's the big difference. So I always like to take that week off. Yeah, like I'm first world problems, mate. Like, I don't mean to sound like a spoiled brat. Apologies for that. My eyes will probably be fucked at the end of the holiday though, because I'll be doing like 16 hours a day gaming basically. And in between spells of eating. What a life. Good enough for Elvis, it's good enough for me. Although he didn't have the gaming. Memory's failing me a bit here. I guess the other thing is that this LMU craze, like, a little bit wary of that purely because as good as it looks, like it's basically to me one mod, so I think I'm going to spend some time exploring AMS2 before I invest in I have Le Mans Ultimate, but I don't have the season pass. Whoa, whoa, wow. That wasn't good. Slippery. It's all going so well. Yeah, the government are always taking more holidays. Lazy so-and-sos. Just jealous. Probably a good idea, Steph. And yeah, like, so like I said, I'm gonna explore AMS2. Everyone's raving about this 1.6 update too, so Honestly, Doc, I when I bought the version that I've got a few months back, things were just going too fast for me. And I guess, oh, that fucking corner. Okay, get off. Go. Too much damage done. Still up too. Yeah. I think my reactions and eyesight might be too far gone for modern GT3 and LMGT or whatever they're called, and definitely the hybrids I can't. I think what I need, and one of the good parts of my driving is brake modulation, so anything, the longer the braking zone, the better, basically. So anything with a stamp on the brakes on a minute, 100-meter braking zone is just a struggle with, and yeah, just don't really have the reaction time anymore. So that's one aspect that AMS2 apparently does have quite a bit of historic content, so like Le Mans, I assume that the plan is to bring in some historic content to LMU. It should be great, but I'd want to see what content it is. Hopefully they'd take the best year from each decade and, make skin packs or mods, or it'd have to be a full mod, obviously, the different engines and so on, but if they get a decent body of historic content, then I'd be far more interested. Got a little bit of steering damage here, so something can drive around. Well, the other thing is I hope they don't well, maybe they should put Devon in charge. Technically it'd be good. Oh, did you try that event out, Doc, that Carl, I think, was posting about the McLaren at Longford? Yeah, I think the 90s is kind of a good cut-off for me. I'd really love a good Group A mod, 1980s Group A mod, with like the Sierra, Nissan Skyline, Godzilla, BMW M3s, 635, CSIs, Holden Commodores, Jaguar. That would be king for me. Love my touring cars. You had to actually have a rating to enter that. That's fair enough, I guess. Pretty difficult car to drive, I'd imagine. Like that, I think. Oh, what are you doing? That's very fortunate. Apparently, there's a good Group C mod in AMS2, and that like 80s Le Mans or late 80s. That's another golden era. Well, I guess Storm Gang have bought something out or are doing something in that space, but yeah, that sort of stuff's probably more my thing. Spent a lot of time in project cars too, driving the Toyota GT1. Love that car. It does work in third, that's good to know. That was lucky. Thing's got a lot of torque for a small engine. You don't find that stuff too slow, Doc? I've never tried it really, but never really appealed to me anything prior to, although I have to say I never thought 50s stuff would appeal to me until I came across HRRC. I should give it a try. Yeah, Fangio era would be good. Or, yeah, that era. No, there's some mods in Assetto Corsa, but can you guys do a brief race in some 50s cars last year? Fun races, the end of HSO? Or was that a 30s one? I probably should be gravitating towards the 20s and 30s stuff, given my declining reflexes. I must say, like, out of all the online onboard footage and stuff you can get at various eras, like watching Fangio, some of the stuff from Fangio, it's just amazing to watch. That man had some strong arms and shoulders. I guess the, honestly, yeah, just pondering the handling characteristics of a Formula One car versus what we're driving here. Get some WD-40 onto my brake pedal, I think. Squeaking like a trapped rodent right now. Ah, it was 30s. Okay, thanks, mate. Yeah, I'd have to, yeah. Well, the thing is, mate, I think Fangio was probably the smoothest of them. Those cars just required a certain driving style, I guess. They were indeed, mate. They were more different breed and more of my build too, which I enjoy. Dad bods were still a thing in Formula One back then. They are indeed, Steph. What I really would like is the squeak from the 90s V8 supercars where they had this horrible metallic whine the entire time your foot was on the brake pedal. Horrid squeak it was, like nails down a blackboard. Yeah, yeah, Jim Clark was the man. And I'm similarly to Clark, I'm more of a Prost fan than a Senna fan in terms of driving style anyway. I try to take more cues from how Alan Prost drives because he's one of the smoothest. Like, he's still correcting the car, but he's doing it, he's catching stuff earlier, so it's just the corrections aren't as pronounced. That's how I view Prost's driving. The professor. He's got that whole minimal input thing going. I'm a fanboy for. almost lost it there. Way too late on the brakes there. Thank God I had a small car. Yeah, smoother the better for me. The negative of it is that you need to be really comfortable with your setup, and well, if you've got a setup that you're not completely happy with and you're having to fight the car, then that's where you're going to start losing out to people like Yerne and Devon and others. Okay, good. Yeah, I really... Nico described AMS1 as R Factor 1 on steroids, and I really loved R Factor 1, particularly that bloody 1979 F1 mod. Played that to death. I had so many track knowledge fail. I had so many I've run so many 1979 World Formula One Championships, it's not funny. Alan Jones in the Shadow. And the George Harrison song they had as the song for the mod, iconic. Or was it Faster? The one with Jackie Stewart in the video. Yeah, okay. Worth, it's probably got it's got an absolute shed load of content now too, obviously, so I might have to look at getting a hold of that. Do some of these ISO races. Faster, yeah, that's a great song. I'd sing it, but that's probably not a good idea. It would ruin the atmosphere. Oh, well, that was close. Ah, well, semi-unscathed. Probably going to be down on speed here. What we've got the Jaguars up top. There's something weird with the AI in there. Well, there hasn't been a proper AIW developed for this mod, but yeah, I doesn't sound too bad actually. Jump in and go a few more rounds with Bruno. Probably come out worse for wear from that. Yeah, I might give AMS1 a try. I'm assuming it'd be dirt cheap these days. Yeah, back to the AI here. The Jaguar's always faster than everything else when I've done anything offline. There's something weird going on with the braking. conservative there. I think Bruno and there's a few guys from HSO who drive in ISO. I mean, they were all HSO originally, from what I understand. There was some sort of ideological split between Frank and the guys that are now running ISO. I don't know much more than that. Frank was pretty philosophical about it whenever I asked him, and whereas Pascal was like basically wanted to kill the guys at ISO, so I don't know what went on, but okay. That wouldn't surprise me. Interesting guy. Fifth. I probably should start without damage again, but fuck it, this is driving okay. All ancient history anyway, Austin, so... Ah! Wow. Yeah, that just turned left on me. Just tighten up my steering. Oh. Thank you. Magic keyboard shortcuts. Just retighten my... Got time for a couple more laps. As soon as I get this done. I think people enjoyed that rallying he put on. That's another thing I'd like to try at some stage, but it's only so many hours in the day, and I think with rallying you'd need to... I'd end up practicing huge amounts for that. Interesting leaderboard there. Must be a lot of probably all there blocking each other on track. Not a lot of free runs there. And it's AI, so it's not really in. Let's go again. I think I can get into. Should be able to get into the 41s. I was really having a crack, but not when trying to read chat at the same time. Okay. Dirty cheaters. Hint, hint. That's what Jake was screaming yesterday then. That is true rallying though. Just get out there and drive from A to B, sight unseen. .39, Steph, you're kidding, aren't you? Never gonna happen. I get into, because the AI is quite good in AMS2, I'm thinking of doing some offline championships, which is what I used to love doing in Project Cars too. So I might stream some of those. It's pretty cool that way. Like there's room for both in rallying, obviously, I guess, but both ways would be cool. Try. Blind Dakar rallies, yeah. Drop them somewhere in the desert and say, you have to get to Marrakesh. Good luck. No compass, no nothing, just the sun, and a 10-litre bottle of water. Survivor meets Paris Dakar. Blind, yeah, with blindfolds on, because it's not hard enough already. Look. Oh, Jesus. Lucky to get out of that. I've never played the Paris Dakar games. It's not ever really got on my radar, but I like your thinking, Steph. This is one of the few cars that I would be confident to enter in a drifting competition and do well in. Because I'm hopeless at drifting, but this thing just wants you to drift all the bloody time. And one of the highlights for me yesterday was, or driving at Monaco, is this thing. You can drift this thing through Stade de Vaud, and it just feels amazing when you get it right. Not that it was very easy to get it right, but when it did happen. Third's definitely to go there. So we have to break down to second, but anyway, got it done. Like Oscari he'd have this thing sideways all the way through that previous complex. Not that that's faster, but nature of the car. Damn. Talks about sliding, gets it done. There's something going on with my force feedback here. You mean at Monaco, Steph? Or the... Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I've never gone flat through there. Like, I don't know. There's some famous corners which people talk about taking flat. I reckon it's with some of those corners, the old Eau Rouge being one, is that it's actually quicker to not to lift off a little rather than take it flat. Martin Brundle wrote a very eloquent book called Working the Wheel. Highly recommended. He talks about the chapters of various circuits, and he talks about his experience driving at those circuits in various cars, be it Formula One or sports cars. But at the same time, he's basically, it's written purely from a driving technique perspective. So, and he talks about Eau Rouge, and he talked about comparing some telemetry from someone who was bragging about, well, there was a lot of Formula One drivers who said they were flat through Eau Rouge in the late 80s, mid-late 80s, that said they were, but they weren't when they finally got telemetry. But also he cited an example of someone versus someone, and one person was doing Eau Rouge flat. They're actually slower than Brundle in the same car, who was like lifting off. Just all about dynamics and tyre scrub, stuff like that. But anyway, I'd highly recommend that if you like reading books about driving. Yeah, you just can't carry corner speed in this thing like I used to be able to do in the Bristol. The rear just doesn't allow it. Downshifted there. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you can't really trail brake very well in this car. You want to get most of your braking done before turning. Beauty of driving, mate. There's always something you can improve on, and there's never anything such as the perfect lap. Oh, it's lame. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Austin. I must be one of the few motorsports fans on earth that hasn't seen that movie. It's obviously too busy practicing, Scoot, to have time to watch it. me. Oh, Jesus. Well, it is a, it's not a documentary, so they don't, if they're not saying like, I'm sure they had some sort of disclaimer at the start of the movie. Okay. boy. Oh, slippery. I was thinking of trying out that mod today actually, but yeah, I haven't yet, Scoob. No, I'm curious about Pescara though. I was actually looking at circuitinfo.com or whatever that the site that has all the track layouts and stuff. I was looking at that this morning over breakfast. Sounds like it was wildly unsafe, which is, I love the sound of that, but yeah, looking forward to that. Not sure open wheelers are so much my thing, but I haven't really given them a proper try in recent years, so I'm kind of reserving judgment on that. I think overall I prefer tin tops, sports or touring cars to open wheelers, but I quite enjoyed the Brabham BT20 at Longford. But yeah, exactly. It's got to be unsafe or I'm not getting out of bed for it. Yeah, I enjoyed the BT20. It took a little bit of adjusting to drive it, but and even that I found my reactions were maybe not quite there for that. I don't know. It was... so yeah, I'm kind of reserving judgment on the open wheeler thing. Yeah, they'd be a nightmare to drive with a controller. I was really happy to hear that you enjoyed the updated C-type physics. Although I know that you're getting a rig, which is a rig build, which is also awesome to hear, mate. God knows how much you're going to spank us all by once you get familiar with all of that. I'm assuming, have you had a rig before, Scoop? Or has it always been controller up until now? Slow down, Darren. That's where I spun in HSO. That's the one thing I noticed, Steph, and it's not such a bad thing, I think, is that how much the tyres got burned up. And we were doing real short races, so I'm scared to think what you have to do to manage tyres in a full-length Grand Prix. Okay. It's really like yeah. Like it's all about muscle memory, whether it's fucking fingers moving or fingers, thumbs moving in unison, or feet and arms moving in unison. So yeah, I'm definitely overstating the whole you'd be faster in a rig thing. I just assume better feel would, you know. I don't know what sort of pedals. Yeah, like I'm glad you got that freestanding monitor, mate. That was a good idea. Should have gone third earlier there. One of my favourite sections of the track here. Really get a flow on when you get it right. Yeah, I've had a desk pretty much destruct from, what do I have, a GT23? Logitech, one of the GT models. But fuck the cheap, my cheap IKEA type desk was no match for it. I guess in my own experience, like I was up until HRRC, or up until HRRC Spa, I should say, I was operating with a G27 on a wheel stand, basically sitting on my couch. And it was a very well used set to the point where I basically didn't have any force feedback. But the main thing I'd say, and I think I saw you mention pedals, that's the main thing. Pedal feel. I think my driving's improved enormously through having a decent set of pedals. Load cell. Oh, fuck. Load cell pedals. Yeah, I don't know what pedals you're getting, but definitely, mate. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty keen to look at the offline racing in AMS too, so I'm definitely gonna get into that. I've got 2.5 weeks off over Christmas, so I'll definitely be streaming at some point, mate. But good to see you, buddy. You're a great teammate. Good for morale. But I'll talk to you soon, no doubt, buddy. Oh, Jesus. Don't know how I missed that bollard there. Well, that's why. I didn't say that, mate. Fucking hell. So self-depreciating. It's an endearing quality, mate. But you're a lot better than you are. You're a lot better than that. I just think, mate, honestly, what you need to work on is seat time and consistency. And both of those things go together. Like, you've got the speed. You just need to, I think you need to work on getting into a rhythm and staying in a rhythm. It's a fucking hard thing to do, but once you get that, mate, you'll be hard to beat. And you're pretty much on pace with me already, and I'm only going to get slower from here, so won't be too long before you won't be listening to a word that comes out of my mouth. Washing machine. Oh, you bastard. That wasn't a bad lap. Way too fast into there. You distracted me, Austin. Jesus. Where am I? Where am I? Where the fuck am I? Oh, which way, which direction should I go in? I'm gonna go in that direction. I'm amazed I can actually may be able to get back on the track here. Oh, Jesus. See you, Austin. Have a good, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, mate. Yeah, I think that's enough. What's, the joys of Targa Florio. I'm amazed at that. That was literally like a psychedelic episode. Oh, the washing machine effect. All right. Well, there's cars around. I think, Scoob, regarding the no load cells, like, I'm sure there's a kit or even some rubber, some solutions that involve rubber that may, cheap solutions that involve rubber that would do the trick to help the braking feel. Oh, okay. TS. Oh. That Ted? Still trying. They can, yeah. That was a hit and a half. Ah, good stuff, yeah. Yeah, basically, in my experience, the springs that they generally sell with rigs are too soft. But they're not designed to be load resistant, so makes sense, but come on, Ted. This fucking AI braking. Ridiculous. Fuck. Oh. Thanks, Ted. Sorry, virtual Ted or bot Ted. Oh, the traffic. Loads the AI up himself, the 45 AI up, and then proceeds to complain about traffic. Couldn't read about it. Is that the Belgian turtle up ahead, or is that Steph? Steph? And you're causing it, Steph. So their braking's not so bad there. These yellow cars, it's like fucking New York. All the yellow cabs. That's 26, I believe, mate. Alright, Steph, you're next. Oh, braking there, that's a bit... Sorry, Matthias, but I'm going to be extremely naughty here. Sorry, Matthias. Blocking him like fuck. Here we go. Damn. Got away with that. Sorry, Steph, blocking you there. Good fight you're having there with Matthias anyway. Did I just spy a piece of suspension on the road back there? Maybe it was a Sicilian groundhog or something. Start going full Nino here. Probably try that corner in third. Oh, more traffic coming up. Lots of traffic. Get out of the way, Nicholas. Oh, he's blocking me. Damn you, Nicholas. Did a good job of it too. Oh, he'll be too far ahead, will he? No, he's... Oof. Take that. That was very rude, but anyway. Oh, we got a Lancia here. Who's this? Jack Wells, I think. I don't think so, Scoob, no. Nicholas being his usual highly competitive self there. Yeah, I don't think we saw Jakob. Oh, I'd love to get through Jack pretty quickly here. Maybe into the right-hander here at the top of the hill. No, too quick. Gonna have to dive bomb him in one of the hairpins here. Although these cars are not so bad out of the corner, it's all about the braking. That worked out well. Dicey move, but yeah, there's a few cars in here which we didn't see much of. Most disappointingly of all the Atlantique team, but I mean we had some learning moments, shall we say. So learn from our mistakes and do things better next time round. Thanks, Steph. Thanks for keeping me company, mate. And I'll talk to you soon, no doubt, buddy. Hope that cold gets better soon, mate. Yeah, Jake, Liam, Jackson, even Oscari stopped kind of turning up at the end, which was sad to see. I love sharing the track with Oscari. Yeah, we all the palaver around postponing the first round wasn't good, so I can understand if the frustration of people, and yeah, need to be a bit more reliable with our schedule. Yeah, he's got a bad cold apparently. See if I can get away from this Lancia. Should be able to. Oh, there's that thing again. Natural born oversteer. Yeah, well, I don't know. There was like, from our end, we should have really probably figured out what physics we were happy to run with a bit earlier. I think the problem was we had, the best of intentions. We wanted to fix the braking and heating issues, and which is totally what we needed to do. But that then extended into actually more fundamental physics changes, and that's when the time started getting away and promise, and yeah, like we probably should have drawn a line in the sand. One option may have been to go back to an older version of the mod or the public version, but anyway, it is what it is. I still enjoyed the series immensely. Helps if you're competitive, of course, but like that's those long races. I'd like to see, like I'd like to see some more strategy. I don't know, maybe putting fuel on ×2 or something. I don't know, like, be nice to add a bit more of a strategic element to those longer races. But I mean, ultimately, they'll all be about survival at the end of the day. There's been some really good racing at the front, though. Yeah, I kind of agree. Except when I am competitive, then it's never overrated. And oh, thank you for straightening me up there. That's the Targa Florio gods giving me a little helping hand. Third, I don't know about using third down through there. That was very dangerous. What do we got in front of us here? A train. I think I see a Mercedes. Oh, it's all happening in front of me here. What do we got? A Ferrari. We've got Yern, eh? Max and Franek. Oh, okay, Max, I'm gonna do you dirty there. Sorry, Max. Oh, side by side. Oh, Jesus. Brannick's someone we didn't really see enough of. There you go, I just outbraked Jurne Simoncic for the first and only time. I should clip that. Make a short of it. Sunday drivers indeed. Yeah, no, you would have been very competitive in that class, no doubt. But yeah, the 6-hour race was the big sticking point. And I was extremely fortunate to have Riley in the situation he was in, with not wanting to, you know, do all the races, to have him as a co-driver. But maybe the thing is to make, I don't know, you either make all the races shorter or longer. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty good first effort. And yeah, it was good having a teammate for definitely helped nail the setup a couple of times. So yeah, having a teammate who's an engineer is a great advantage. I don't think you're that far off Martin, mate. Thing with Martin is that he's just like, he is bloody fast, but he's just so freaking consistent. Like, he can live on the edge for a lot longer than guys than I can. So I think I can be as fast as him, but I don't have the ability to live on the edge for the extended periods of time. So I might beat him occasionally, like I did at Montjuic last year, but generally he's going to come out on top. But I'd say we're very similar on pace, you and I. Like you said, you can just hop in and do it straight away, and I need 4 or 5 weeks to get up to it. The joys of being old, I need a long time to... Oh, mate, like Martin, yeah, like, oh, you dickhead. Lack of concentration there. Ah, that fucked it. Oh, what a shame. That was going well too. I just completely lost concentration there. Yeah, Martin, yeah, just absolutely, just a fantastic driver. Like, and yeah, with Martin, like it was so much fun battling him. First year HSO, I should have, like, I had the car to win that class and probably the gold star as well, but I just kept throwing it off into the scenery. And that was Martin's consistency. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's a bit car dependent with me. I need certain things in a car. I do love that new physics though, but Martin's just a legend. Like, yeah, just keep stringing it together every time without fail. So if you ever wanted if like if you ever wanted a teammate, he'd be the guy. I'd be happy to co-drive for Martin. You'd be up the front all the time. Well, that was fun, but well, the first year it was just me and Pascal, and I did have a big advantage over Pascal. But yeah, I think you're referring to 54. Irvan should have won the gold star that year. And I shouldn't have stepped out into that Gordini, but I was chasing Martin around. I wanted to really drive against Martin in the same car. And we've never ended up doing that actually, although the battle we had in some of the battles we had in 56 were fantastic. And then like we had 55, like Spa, you were right up there until you had an accident there. But that version of the Maserati was a bit of a pig handling wise. Had the speed, but just had to hang on to it. So yeah, but Martin's definitely forefront in terms of who I've enjoyed racing against. Martin, Tom D, had some great battles with Tom D. Yeah, um, yeah, I don't think I've got time to do another lap here, and I'm just trying to. I think I would have got down under 42 with the lap. I don't think I'd go down much. Yeah, Tom, I think it was. Uh, Tom D. Matt, yeah, he had happened to him in that race? I can't remember. But yeah, there was some bloody good racing in HSO. Just full stop. HRSC. Yeah, it's a long time ago now. But yeah, I might wrap this up and go and it's close to midday. Go and grab something to eat, and I don't know what I'll do this afternoon, whether I'll go ride my horse around for a few hours and shoot some animals, or get into Automobilista too. Decisions. Yeah, anyway, I might wrap this up, but mate, it's been good to chat to you. It's been a while since we've I had a chat. We're always racing at the same time, I guess. So but yeah, it's good to catch up. I think I'll stream. I'll definitely get into AMS2, and I might just stream some. I think there's a career mode or something in AMS2 which I might try, and I might stream myself getting to grips with that or something. But yeah, Scoob, have a good Sunday, mate. Great chatting to you, and I'm going to shut things down. So until